What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Kinda Punch Boxing News, and I'm coming to you about some new news concerning Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence. The Rhino and the Badger will not fight later this year. I repeat, the Rhino and the Badger will not fight this year. Of course, the Badger's Mikey Garcia, and the Rhino is Errol Spence. That's his, and these are animal names that we give our fighters. We're going to name them all animal names, but they won't fight this year due to the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fight. They don't want to overshadow one fight with the other, and steal one's thunder. Which I guess I could get that. I mean, I would like to see them on the same night, but hey, it's promotions. You know what I mean? That's what it's in. It's a business, so they don't want the business of boxing, to get too soon. You know what I mean? So they want to stretch that fight out. That's according to Steven Espinosa again. They book these fights for a certain reason at different times. So I get it, but I think honestly I'd rather see Mikey Garcia fight Errol Spence. You know what I mean? Just because of the styles, the size difference, a lot of reasons. And besides, Mikey Garcia called out Errol Spence earlier than Tyson Fury called out Wilder. You know what I mean? This is almost Wilder was looking for an opponent. And Tyson Fury just came out like, I'll fight him. You know what I mean? So, I think that fight should have been postponed. And that would really give Tyson Fury, honestly, more time to recoup or, I don't know, something. But anyway, the fight's not happening the next year, But what I really want to talk about is what Roberto Garcia said, Mikey Garcia's brother and trainer. He said that Mikey should fight Loma, then Spence, then Crawford, in that order. And the order is very important because he mentioned Loma is smaller. He's in your face. He moves side to side, but he's still there. So he's easier to hit. Spence second because Spence, is the bigger guy, but he's not hard to really hit. You know what I mean? And I've been saying that about Spence. Spence is not he's not hard to hit. He gets hit. Crawford gets hit too, but he gets hit less than any of them, and he's the most difficult. You know what I mean? So, and you remember Mikey Garcia fought Terrence Crawford in the amateurs, and Terrence Crawford, beat Mikey Garcia in the amateurs, and we heard about that. They went back and forth on Twitter about who won because Mikey was saying he was running, and then Spence was like, Crawford was like, hey, yo, if I'm running and you got that tape, let the public see that tape. Upload that tape to YouTube. Let everybody see how much I was running. You know what I mean? So, they had some valid points and valid arguments there. You know what I mean? So I was interested in seeing that tape myself. Like, yeah, let's see that tape. Let's see that tape. So, and then so I can understand why Mikey would just call out Spence. I did a video on this earlier, but, it makes a lot of sense. And then, Roberto Garcia confirmed it. Hey, yeah, I think Crawford would be the most difficult out of those. And I think Crawford and Spence fights, Crawford would beat Spence. I think that, and I've been saying that. For everyone that's getting on the Spence train, I have nothing against Errol Spence. I just don't think stylistically he can beat Terrence Crawford. Because I think Terrence Crawford, I think that's, just a different style set, and the skill. It'll be a good fight. He ain't going to just run over Errol Spence, but he'll beat Errol Spence, I think, in a very, very good fight. So Mikey Garcia should take his pick from that. And he might want to do it in that order. I think he should fight Loma before fighting Spence. I just think, but, if he can get past Lomachenko, which these are two different guys, there's two southpaws, but they are totally two different fighters. He fights someone smaller like Lomachenko, he could lose the opportunity to fight Errol Spence simply because, they could fight if he loses to Loma, but, it'll lose his thunder. You know what I'm saying? It won't be what it could because, these guys are undefeated, and Mikey wants to test himself. And if he fails to test at this weight class, why would he go to that weight class to come up, and try to fight Errol Spence? You know what I'm saying? But because he coming off that loss, it's easier to accept another loss, especially from a higher weight class. Like everyone is expecting anyway. If he goes up there and fights Spence, okay, well, He was Spence though. He's bigger. He's a bigger banger, So, but if he loses to Loma, he would lose totally to skill. You know what I mean? I mean, if Loma could knock out Mikey, which I don't know, I mean, that would be awesome, and it would be very surprising, but I don't know, man. I think that fight would lose its thunder if he fought Loma, and I think they know that, but they believe, according to well, because of the Linares fight, that they can pretty much time Loma and get Loma out of there and shut Loma down and knock Loma out. And I don't think it's that easy. And I think Loma really just got careless. But if he does get careless against Mikey, that could easily happen. I could see that. Yeah. But just don't expect that, because a lot of times, he has that straight right. Loma is a southpaw. Sure, I get that. But if you're looking for a fight or a punch, you might be looking for it all night. It reminds me of Mayweather versus Mosley. Mosley caught Mayweather with that right hand. He did not go down, but he was hurt badly. He was almost punch drunk. You know what I mean? Because he got hit with two solid right hands. Okay. Now, because of that second round and that fight, Sugar Shane Mosley was looking for that right hand all night, and it wasn't there, because Mayweather adjusted, and that was that. That was just a classic Mayweather, the special, God-giving abilities that he has, was able to do that. Well, Loma also adjusted in that fight. He didn't get hit with that right hand like he got caught with before. He adjusted totally, and he was the one that took Linares out. So if Mikey bases all that because of the Linares fight, sure, it's a good blueprint. It's something to hope for. It gives you faith in, I can catch this guy with that right hand. But, that's the game plan. Everyone knows Mikey has that beautiful jab, and he's in that jab sets up his right hand. Everyone knows that. So, he might be looking for a punch that won't be there. So that would be the equation. That's what makes that fight interesting. You know what I mean? So as far as Mikey Garcia fighting Loma, I think Mikey, if he wants to fight Errol Spence, I don't think he should go in there with Loma right away, because there's no guarantee that he'll beat Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? There's no guarantee, I mean, yeah, he fought Linares, he went down, sure, but that, he was not punch drunk, okay? He got right back up. You know what I mean? It was a perfect straight right hand, but come on, it wasn't a Marquez Pacquiao 4 right hand. You know what I mean? 2 minutes and 59 seconds in the 6th round. It wasn't that type of punch. There was a type of punch that, it woke Loma up, it dropped him on the seat of his ass, and he got up and adjusted and then prevailed and knocked out Linares. So, no, there's no guarantee that Mikey will catch him with that punch. Not saying he won't catch him with any right hands, but Mikey does have some pop in that right. I'm not saying that. But again, that would be a more difficult fight than he thinks it would be. And then, of course, like I said before, look, if fighting Loma, he would lose a lot of credibility, from and a lot of interest from wanting to fight Spence, So, yeah, I think it should be like that, but it's a lot to be learned about each and every fighter, But I do agree with Roberto Garcia in this aspect that Crawford is the most difficult. I think he's the most skilled fighter from 140 to 147. But of course he has to prove it. He can't just claim, hey, he's the best and not fight the top guys. Okay. He has to prove it out there. So, but Mikey Garcia, yeah, I think he should go with someone else. I don't think he should fight any of those guys. It would be courageous to fight Loma. In much respect. If Mikey does fight and beat Loma, he should take Loma's part. His place in 1 or 2. Either in front, or behind Terrence Crawford. And because he deserved that spot, that pound for pound spot. So, I will say that. But I think he should fight someone else. Then go after the other belt, fight Beltran, So that would be good. I mean, that would keep him, unify another belt at that division. But I think Loma fights the winner out of that. So, we'll see. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this. Tired, about to go to bed. But anyway, leave your comments below. Please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.